I appreciate your being with us today and giving us the opportunity to once again, on this occasion of the approach of the end of the year, get the word out to policyholders around the state, all forms of property insurance policyholders, commercial, personal, even renters and mobile home policyholders are assessed each year. These days, it's right under 4% each year in order to amortize the billion-dollar bond issue that Louisiana citizens had to issue after Katrina in order to finish paying its Katrina claims. And that assessment will continue for, under the present amortization schedule, another dozen years. So each year there will be around a 4% assessment added to every policyholder. The legislature back in 2006, when they were experiencing unanticipated surpluses as a result of the, as I refer to it, the mother of all stimulus, the rebuild in South Louisiana from Rita and Katrina devastation, insurance payments, federal government payments, flood insurance payments, etc. The legislature was experiencing unanticipated surpluses in its sales tax revenues and its corporate and personal income tax revenues. And with that largesse, they decided to make a dollar-for-dollar credit or rebate available for people assessed as a result of that billion-dollar bond issue. That's been done each year now since 2007, and the prescription period for eligibility to claim that refund is 4 years. And so that any assessment paid by a policyholder that is 4 years old, the right to reclaim that or to get a tax credit for it expires 4 years later. So this year, for the calendar year 2008, those assessments are about to expire. December 31st of this year, any unclaimed assessments on policyholders' policies will expire at the end of this year. And that is approximately, just over actually, $52 million, or 52% of the $100 million that was assessed to every property insurance policy in the state of Louisiana. It's really a simple process for policyholders to access this money. And a year ago, for example, in the last days of 2007 eligibility, over $1 million was accessed and claimed by folks who had not claimed it during the 4 years leading up to the expiration of its eligibility. It's a simple process that requires just filling out the Louisiana Department of Revenue Form R540-INS for the year in which you paid the assessment, and mail it in with a copy of your insurance declaration page showing the assessment has been included in your insurance premium. It takes only a few minutes to fill out a very short form. So with that, I would ask, and I'm pleased to have here at the Department of Insurance with us today, the Director of the Department of Revenue Customer Service Division, Mr. Kent LaPlace. We appreciate Mr. LaPlace joining us today to further expound on the process and the value and answer any questions any of you might have regarding how to assist folks in accessing this money that is just sitting, waiting to be claimed.
Thank you, Commissioner Donlin. As the Commissioner said, this is an easy process. Normally, most people file for this credit on their individual or corporate income tax returns. Those who do not have or not required to file those returns may file on these specific forms. The individuals would file on the 540 INS form, and the businesses would file on the 620 INS form. And there are some taxpayers who would like to take a credit for this, get a refund on this credit right away, so they will do it during the year, which is fine. Just don't try to claim the credit twice. For this coming year, as the commissioner pointed out, 2008 tax year will prescribe. So after December 31st, claims for 2008 are not allowed. New this year, for individual taxpayers, we have an online filing option to take advantage of getting the refund on this credit if you have not done so already. And you may file for 2008 forward. You would have to do a separate claim for each year. If you choose the electronic method, there are 3 options to receive the refund. One is direct deposit. The second option is to receive a check. And the third option is to receive the My Refund card, the prepaid debit card. Those 3 options are only allowed if you file electronically. You can still file paper, and of course, if you file paper, please attach the paperwork from the insurance company with a claim form. Do not submit more than 1 claim form. If you have multiple properties, we would like you to file 1 claim form and include all those properties on that form. Again, do not list, if you have several properties, don't send in multiple forms, because all that's going to do is slow the process, because we'll have to review all those documents manually. Again, that is basically the procedure to file the claims. It's really simple. One thing to point out, and the citizens have gotten a lot better over the years, is only claim the amount of the credit that was on your insurance documents. Do not claim the entire policy premium. That will slow your refund down. It will be checked. And also, if you have already taken credit on your individual or business tax returns, do not file a separate form. That will be disallowed. We do check those to see if a deduction was taken on the tax returns at the time filed.
Approaching the end of this month is the deadline for accessing the assessment that was put on every policyholder, property insurance policyholder, in the year 2008, and that leaves $52 million sitting on the table that will prescribe and revert back to the general fund on December 31st of this year. Those funds can be easily accessed by a simple couple questions, 5 questions: name, address, policy number, amount of your assessment, and a copy of your deck sheet sent to the Department of Revenue, and they will send back to you in a short period of time a check in the amount of that assessment, 100 cents on the dollar. It's not a tax deduction. It's either a tax credit, which is how I take mine each year on my state tax return, or if you don't have to file, or if you didn't know about it. As many folks I find as I travel around the state after doing outreach like this, folks are still not aware of their eligibility. They can go back 4 years and get their assessment for each of those 4 years, and now have to do it for the year 2008 prior to the end of this year on December 31st.
Now, who is eligible? Is it just people with citizens policies, or is it everyone?
No, it is every policyholder of a property insurance policy. That's primarily homeowners policies, but also business policies, as well as renters and mobile homes, etc. Every such policy gets assessed 4%, and the legislature has made this tax credit or rebate available, and it's easily accessed, and it's a shame that 50% of that money goes unclaimed and reverts back to the state general fund each year as the 4-year prescription period tolls.
What would people do? What would be the first step for people if they wanted to access this?
They could talk to their tax preparer and make them aware of the fact that they have this eligibility and may not have presented it to them before as they submitted their taxes, or they could go online to our website, www.ldi.la.gov, or the Department of Revenue website, and download and print out a short 1-page form, fill it out, attach the deck sheet, and mail it in. or you can do it electronically at the Department of Revenue site as well. And finally, if they are frustrated in their ability to do any of that, please call us at 1-800-259-5300. We can get those forms to you in the mail the same day or via the internet during the phone call and have that to you. You can turn around and file it via the internet at that moment. But as of December 31st, the right to claim that 2008 refund will expire. But for those who are for the first time learning of this money that's available to them, they can go back and get 08, 09, 10, 11, and even what they were assessed this year before 08 expires at the end of this year. But even if they fail to do that after this month, they can still go back and get 9, 10, 11, and 12.
If people have questions or like more information, what should they do?
Please contact us at 1-800-259-5300.